Hey guys, I know it's been a while. Thanks for the positive feedback and words of encouragement on my past videos. It is nice to see that some of you care about my well-being, and I'm sorry that I didn't respond in a timelier manner. There were a few things that I had to figure out, but everything is fine now and I hope to get back to content creation more consistently in the future. So let's not waste any more time and jump right back into the second part of my hunter weapon upgrade guide for the Burning Crusade. In the past episode we covered a few beginner's weapons that hopefully made your leveling process to level 65 a bit more exciting. Today we are entering endgame territory with weapons which should aid you fine until high level dungeons and beyond. The first weapon and its corresponding quests are probably one of the more well known in the game. I'm of course talking about the ultimate bloodsport. Starting at Netherstorm's camp, he and his companions sent you on a killing spree through Nagrand. After killing pretty much every living being in the area, it is time to go for the ultimate trophy. As you can imagine, this quest is pretty straightforward and as a hunter you shouldn't have too much issues with it. But since the questline itself is quite popular, you shouldn't have an issue finding a group either. Once you obtain Tusker's Tusk, Hemet's Elec gun is yours to claim. The decent DPS and great substats should aid you well through the upcoming levels. By the way, if you would rather hunt thieves instead of animals, Zared's vintage musket might be another choice for you. In the quest Gavaxi, your task is to kill this identically named Ethereal rogue leader placed west of the Oshogun area. You can start with this one as early as level 65. The weapon itself is slightly worse than Hemet's gun, but it's easier to obtain and has a fine 2.7 attack speed stat. Speaking of decent attack speed, the Spymaster's crossbow is another good weapon for the last few levels to 70. It can be obtained by completing the quest Information Gathering in Netherstorm. It is part of a rather long quest line which you might want to complete anyway. That is, if you chose the Scryer faction in Shadowmoon. As a hunter you should probably have gone with Eldor, but if you find yourself allied with the Blood Elves for some reason, you might as well pick this sweet crossbow as a consolation prize. I mentioned this next weapon in the last episode already, but I have to come back to the Scorchwood bow one more time. Maybe I'm a bit biased, but I've thought a bit more about it and it is kind of hard for me to recommend this weapon to you. With no DPS improvement compared to earlier entries and a very fast attack speed of 2.2, it does not have the best attack stats either. You can complete the corresponding quests fast and easy, but that's about the only positive thing I have to say about this weapon. If you like bows, I would rather advise you to check out Netherstorm again. Once you hit level 67, you can start the quest Mark V is alive. It requires no further preparations, but as an escort quest, it is a bit more on the challenging side. 2 players are recommended, but as a hunter you might manage to do this one alone. Once you've escorted the robot to safety, you can claim the allies' recurve. Next up is one of my favorite weapons, lore and power-wise. Longoron, Bow of the Torn Heart, is the final quest reward in a very demanding but highly recommended group quest chain. You are going to face a bunch of fierce enemies that will require you to team up with a few allies. The quest is located in Shadowmoon Valley. Depending if you are Horde or Alliance, you can start it in Shadowmoon Village or Wildhammer Hold. The rest of the following tasks will be the same for both factions though. I could probably talk more about the story, but with this one I would recommend you to experience it for yourself. And even if you don't care much about the narrative, the great damage potential and stats of the bow should be convincing enough. From one long quest chain to another one, completing A Kamer's Promise will reward you with the Bloodwaters rifle. The quest chain itself starts with Tablets of Bari from Anchorite Sela at Altar of Shatar in Shadowmoon Valley for the Elder faction, or from Arcanist Felis at Sanctum of Stars for the Scryer faction. It is another dense and lore-heavy questline, but if you ever plan to challenge Illidan, then you should just go for it, as it's a mandatory part to get access to the Black Temple raid. So, depending on how fresh the server is you plan to play on, this weapon might not be available right from the start. But once you can access it and are still in the leveling process with your hunter, you shouldn't miss out on this one. So, let's end this episode with a short breakdown of where to find some strong high-level weapons in the Burning Crusade dungeons. The recoilless Rocket Ripper drops from Mech Engineer Steamrigger, the second boss of the Steam Vaults. For the Roughfire hand cannon, you need to slay Grandmaster Warpel, the third boss in the Shadow Labyrinth. And last but not least, Warbringer Ombrok, the second boss in the Shattered Halls, might drop the Skyfire Hawkbow for you. 3 very strong weapons that should mark the beginning of your level 70 gearing up process. And with this, we conclude today's guide. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to leave a rating if you enjoyed the video. By the way, if you have any ideas for future videos, please let me know in the comments below. Again, thanks for watching, have a great day, bye.